Hello again, scientists. It's the week beginning Monday the 11th of January, and we are looking at our science challenge now. Hopefully you've watched the plan part of our science challenge and you've come up with a sort of a plan of how you're going to carry out your experiment. Okay, so if you haven't done that yet, pop back and watch the first video, the plan video, and then come and join us here in the do part of the science challenge. Reminding ourselves of our gateway this morning, children. We are explorers this time around. We're scientists and we're explorers. We are following our passions and seeking challenges in order to aspire to be the best version of ourselves. We're asking questions like, how have I challenged myself? And how am I getting better? And we talked a little bit about using your writing target perhaps when you're making notes about what you're going to do, or when you're recording your results. Can you be thinking about that writing target? Maybe it's forming the letter A correctly. Is it sitting your letters on the line? Is it using finger spaces? Can you be thinking about how you're going to get better at writing as well as science when we're doing this lovely family challenge? Okay, let's remind ourselves of our question, children. Our question: how long could you keep Olaf alive if he visited you at home? And we talked about Olaf being this lovely snowman here made of snow and ice, and how we want to keep him healthy, and that means we want to keep him frozen, doesn't it? We don't want any sloppy snowmen. Okay, let's have a look and see what we've got so far in terms of a plan. So you'll remember, children, that when we did the plan part of our cycle, first we plan, then we do, and then we review. When we started with the plan part, we thought about these three elements, didn't we? What will I use to represent Olaf? There's no snow in Devon at the moment, really. So what are you going to use instead of a snowman? Perhaps an ice cube, some ice cream, or an ice lolly, or something different. What will I use to help keep Olaf alive? Are you going to be testing lots of different materials to see if they help him stay frozen? Or are you going to be testing some different locations in your house, some different places, to see if they help keep Olaf frozen? And then it says, how will I measure which material or location kept him alive the longest? We don't just want to guess how long he was alive. We want to measure because we are scientists and we want to be accurate. So we want to use a timer or a watch to measure how long he was alive for in the different materials or the different places in your house. Okay, so that's where we are now. And now we're going to start to do the experiment. It's very, very exciting. Here we go. Okay, it's time to do our experiment, children. So I'd like you to pause the video now and have a look at your plan. What are you going to need to get hold of around your house? You're going to need your Olaf. You're going to need your materials, perhaps. Are you going to need a plate or a bowl to put Olaf in so that if he melts, it's not going to go all over the floor? Are you going to need to get your timer? So have a think about what you're going to need to get so that you're ready for your experiment, and then you can come back to me. See you in a minute. Okay, children, so this question is asking us, how will you record your results? So we're going to do this lovely experiment, but we need to work out a way of writing or recording our results so that we can share them with our friends later this week. So let me show you some ideas that I had about how you might record your results. Okay, so you might want to set up a little table here, children, and you can put your results into each box. So down the side here, you might have the materials that you're using. Tin foil, tin foil, toilet, toilet roll, kitchen roll. And you might use some different things as well, remember? And then you might decide, I'm going to check my Olaf's each hour. So after 1 hour, after 2 hours, after 3 hours, after 4 hours, and so on. What does Olaf look like? Is he still frozen or has he melted a little bit? You might want to take a photograph of your Olaf and stick it in your table. You might want to draw a picture of what your Olaf looks like. Or you might be even more advanced if you're maybe in Key Stage 2. You might want to work out a way of measuring how much liquid there is. Okay, how much is frozen and how much liquid has come away from Olaf. So you might have a little measuring jug and you might measure the liquid to find out which one has melted the most. Okay, your grown-up might be able to help you with making a table like that. Okay, and you could even, if you don't want to draw, you could even just tick. So my tin foil Olaf, is he frozen? Yes, he is. Is he frozen after 2 hours? Yes, he is. Is he frozen after 3 hours? No. He melted. What about my toilet roll? Is he frozen? Yes, he is. After 2 hours. Oh no, he melted. Okay, so you might want to do something really lovely and simple like that as well. Okay, that's my idea. And then children, I had the same thing, but just for some different locations in your home. You might have a radiator, you might have an airing cupboard or a windowsill. And again, you're thinking about, is Olaf frozen after 1 hour on the radiator? Is he frozen after 2 hours on the radiator? After 3 hours? After 4 hours, and so on, until you find out which place kept Olaf frozen for the longest. Okay, children, so when you've thought about how you're going to record your results, how you're going to get them down on paper, I'd like you to think about how you will share your results. Now, there are loads and loads of ways you could do this. You could take a photograph of your table and put it on Class Dojo. You could make a video, a kind of a how-to video for your experiment, like a little vlog that you might see. You could write a little blog. You could write down what you did, maybe some instructions on how to carry out your experiment. Or you could draw a lovely picture. It's absolutely up to you how you'd like to share your results with teachers in school. Okay, so have a think about that as well. Okay, so before you go and get on with your experiment, these are the 3 things we talked about today. Do you have what you need? So you need to go and gather the bits that you need for your experiment. How will you record your results? Remember, we've got this lovely table that might help you. And how will you share your results? Will you make a video? Will you write it down? Will you take a photograph? Okay, so I'll see you soon for the review part of our experiment at the end of the week, where we'll be thinking about how we did and what we could do to make it even better next time. Okay, so enjoy, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye, scientists.